Mr. Sissoko and Advocate Johnson would sign a letter addressed to Digital Forensic Services for a quick snapshot analysis of data on Mr. Matlala's devices.
And for that, we'll go to 62 of the notes, the handwritten notes, Commissioners. We're there now. So 50.4 is the analysis from the forensic services. The analysis had to
focus on whether any communication was found on the devices between or relating to the following persons: Minister Mkunu, Brown Mokhotsi, General Becky Cele, NASCOM General Masiamula, General Sabia, General Bongani Ngwenya.
I think on your notes you have more, so it just ends on 4, but if we go to page 63 of your notes, you can explain.
Andrew Chauke, as number 7, is the DPP of Johannesburg South prosecution. Advocate Johnson had indicated that she had received a formal reference from NDPP, being Advocate Shamila Botany, to investigate Andrew Chauke. At this point, when we are being asked to do a digital snap analysis, there's not even authorized 2813 into Advocate Chauke. And even though it was referred by the NDPP, there still needs to be an authorization. The other thing that was very concerning about number 7 is that how did Advocate Johnson or Advocate Batoy get information to link Advocate Chauke to Mr. Matlala's devices? Number 8 was the most distressing for me, and it's one of the reasons I will explain later. Advocate Johnson indicated that there must be a snapshot analysis on Mr. Matlala's phone to link Fani Masimola's daughter
to link the National Commissioner's daughter to Kat Matlala's devices.
Correct.
Okay. Can we go back? We'll keep displaying your notes because I'm following on both, but can we go to paragraph 51?
Before I continue with the other instructions, it should be mentioned that this meeting was held after General Mkhonazi's 6 July 2025 media briefing. The name...
Sorry, Mr. Ramsamy, let me ask about this list. Was an explanation given why there should be a snapshot view or look into, you've referred specific, well, I think with Chauke she said she had received a referral or information from the NDPP then about General Masemola's daughter. Was there an explanation offered?
Commissioner, as I've been explaining constantly, there's never an explanation, but Advocate Johnson always has this information and then she issues instructions. It's the same thing as I explained with where Mr. Hudson works and how he was supposed to be picked up. She always had the information, but she never divulged. However, I did explain that there was always undertones that Mr. Perumal Beluchin and Mr. Padiachi and Advocate Johnson knew exactly what was happening and we were playing catch up, but not fast enough.
In the meeting, she didn't say why. Are we looking at
no, she did
connection with the daughter? Thank you.
Okay, back to 51. So you say it's after the briefing, and then you say the names.
The names of Minister Mkunu, Mr. Brown Mokhotsi, and General Sabia had been mentioned during the media briefing. I could understand why there would be a focus on communication between Mr. Matlala and these individuals on the device, and perhaps even General Cele. However, General Masimola's name seemed misplaced to me. There was no suggestion that he was linked to Mr. Matlala. And at this stage, even IDAC's own Section 28(1) process had not mentioned General Masemola, nor had there been any links between Mr. Matlala and General Masemola mentioned. Back to the instructions. Advocate Johnson instructed that we must determine from Mr. Matlala's devices if there's any link to Advocate Andrew Chauke, because Advocate Johnson had received a formal referral from the NDPP, being Advocate Butoy. There was no further elaboration. I have not seen this formal referral. Advocate Johnson also said, sorry, that the snap search analysis on Mr. Matlala's devices should look for links with General Masiamola's daughter. Advocate Johnson then went away for a week, and she wanted a full briefing the following week when she returned.
Before you go there, can we just go back to your note? There's an aspect that you don't deal with in your statement, but that is in your notes. On page 61, at the bottom of page 61, and just to highlight to the commissioners that you explained that the numbering in the bottom left corner of these notes, starting on page 60, has the number 1 in a circle. Then we have number 2 on page 61, but then it jumps to 4. You indicated there's not a page 3 missing, it's just...
My dyslexia.
Yeah, it seems to be prominent in this team here. Then, if you can, so we're not missing a page, so
No.
if you can just deal with what the bottom instruction is. ID will read the docket, and this related now to, as you said, the 2 memos that you and Advocate Lachwayo prepared on the General Masemola and the General Kumalo matters,
Correct.
leg 3 and 4. Leg 4, we know that she was in agreement with you, but now here's the change, because now she wants input from the investigators. She's now wants their input as to whether there is a case, and she will consider both.
If I may quote what was said, the investigators must do a report to show and explain to the prosecutors what evidence is in the docket.
Okay, so in other words, your mind will be changed after that, or she's going to take their views.
Correct.
Okay.
The latter.
And then, but then she says, according to your notes, both sides to give report, and then you say on the next page, but this is on hold for 2 reasons. So what are the 2 reasons? That now the investigations into General Masemola and General Kumalo Madondo, why are those on hold? That's how I understand it. There's 2 reasons.
It's the correct understanding. The first is that we must do nothing else but the Matlala tender dockets. So all our concentration must be on that matter. And then the KZN Mkhonazi gauntlet. So they were waiting for the dust of the 6th July media briefing to die down.
Before they were going to revive the Masemola, General Masemola investigation.
Correct. On the meeting of the 1st of September, 2025, where Advocate Johnson strongly informed Advocate Hlatswayo and myself that the 2 matters will be enrolled.
Okay. Then we can go back to your statement, paragraph 53 on page 26.
Advocate Johnson then went away for a week, and she wanted a full briefing the following week when she returned. She indicated to the prosecutors that she no longer wanted email correspondence going forward, but preferred office notes. The office notes must be signed by the person receiving it and a copy filed in the office file. And that both dockets for the arrest of General Masiamula Kumalo and General Madondo Kumalo must be provided to her office. After this meeting...
Sorry, can I just say, insofar as this instruction that there must be no email correspondence, there is also from the 1 September meeting, where Advocate Johnson repeats that instruction, that because of the Madlanga Commission and the ad hoc committee, she doesn't want a paper trail effectively.
Correct.
Can you just elaborate on that for the commissioners?
Advocate Johnson became paranoid and said that her devices were being watched, etc. Also, if there's no emails like what I'm providing to the commission now, there's no proof that these things were said or done. So she wanted to curtail it.
And she specifically referenced Ms. Advocate Sarunya's email his detailed email from August 2025, where he challenges the merits of the case as being one such email that if it got into the hands of one of either the ad hoc committee or the Madlanga Commission, these kind of things would come back to bite you.
Correct, those were her words.
You may continue.
I sent a WhatsApp to Advocate Johnson asking to be released from the matter due to safety issues. I needed a reason to get off the matters immediately. I had to put it in a way so that I would not get forced or instructed to stay on the matter. Because when you say you want to be removed or you don't want to do something that Advocate Johnson wants you to do, she will still instruct you on the matter. I just knew after this meeting that there would be more illegalities. Why would they want to look for links with General Masiamula's daughter or investigate General Masiamula insofar as Mr. Matlala is concerned, when there was absolutely nothing pointing to any link with General Masiamula? It was clear, at least to me, that General Masiamula was a target and the rules would be broken to catch him by any means necessary. All the instructions given by Advocate Johnson on that day did not sit well with me. My further concern was where was Advocate Johnson getting the information regarding the potential suspects, especially General Masiamula. When we met with General Matlo regarding this Medicare 24 matter, she indicated that we would not need to subpoena General Masiamula for documents relating to this investigation because he was cooperating. If that was the case, why would he be identified as a suspect in an investigation where he was cooperating without the need of a subpoena? The next day, Advocate Johnson sent a WhatsApp to me stating that she had discussed my request with Mr. Perumal and Sissoko, and that she was excusing Advocate Schlatzwayo and me from the Medicare 24 investigation in totality, except for where she would require assistance from us, then she would ask. She indicated that she herself would be the prosecutor on the matter until she finds a senior.
Conclusion.
I hope that my testimony will be of assistance to the Commission. I have not dealt with all the events that transpired in between these main events set out in my two statements, such as Mr. Rapeso's victimization regarding the Nkabinde matter, and I have elaborated on this during my oral testimony. This does not mean that this testimony is not important or less important than what is contained in my two statements. The victimization of officials in the office is a serious matter that warrants attention. In conclusion, let me say that I had to strike a balance between the good IDAC and the bad IDAC, as General Mkhwanazi had called it. There are very good people that work at IDAC and who do amazing work in the pursuit of justice. I hope that we will not be painted, we will all not be painted with the same tainted brush as Advocate Johnson and the investigators, Mr. Perumal, Padiachi, and Belochan, that she allowed to compromise the integrity of IDAC as an institution. There's just one aspect that I missed in August. On the 8th of August last year, a member of Mr. Perumal's team contacted me telephonically and had indicated that Mr. Perumal, Mr. Padiachi, and another senior state advocate were plotting to have me arrested so that I could be discredited before any commissions or committees could be established.
Thank you, Mr. Ramsamy. Chair, that is the evidence of this witness. Finally, we are done.
I'm sorry to...
Okay, not quite.
Yeah, I'm sorry to disappoint you. I was promised that you will answer my question, and we didn't get there. About, I had asked you about, and it arose rather in the context of the General Matlo report, and which doesn't make any allegations against General Masemula. And then I asked a process question: under what circumstances
Ms. Ramsamy, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Commissioners.
We truly appreciate you sitting here for days and days. Thank you very much.
Sure.
You are excused. Perhaps let's... anything to say, Mr. Ramsamy, sir?
Thank you, Chair, for the opportunity. I think I just have to use it also just on one issue.
Yes.
Am I getting cross-examined by my own counsel?
Not at all. We knowing how the commissions operate, you know that at some point we are afforded an opportunity to re-examine certain issues. So there is just one issue that I just want your understanding. In paragraph 52 of your supplementary affidavit, it is your evidence here that there was an instructions that was given from the former NDPP to Advocate Johnson, wherein you were given instructions to determine if there are links between the phone of Mr. Matlala and Advocate Chauke. And I'm asking this on the background that it is in the public domain that we know that there was a Nkabinde inquiry wherein the NDPP, former NDPP, was a complainant of some sort. So I want to check as to, did this instruction relates to that or it related to other things pertaining to what you are stating here? Because for Advocate Chauke's name just to come from the blue from the former NDPP, it's just surprising.
I'm going to give you an observation that I made, and then, but first let me answer the referral. I had seen it, but I was not able to read it. It was flashed in front of us in a meeting in Advocate Johnson's office, but it was signed by Advocate Botany. And once again, I found the timing very, very coincidental that Advocate Botany was asking IDAC to investigate Advocate Chauke because it was at the time that the President was about to announce the Nkabinde inquiry. So it didn't make sense. Why are we investigating? Are we doing a parallel investigation? Or are we trying to add meat to Nkabinde's inquiry or Nkabinde inquiry? Have I answered you?
You said you were going to answer and then you're going to have an observation. So have you done both or?
Yes, Commissioner Kumalo, my observation was with regards to the timing.
Okay.
Thank you again. You are excused.